Hey everybody, it's kayflye and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a speed build of a starter home for the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge. If you're not familiar with the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge, it's a legacy challenge in The Sims 4 with 10 generations, and it's a focus on bright colors and new experience. So each generation has a different color and a different theme, and you play through your whole legacy family. And I thought it'd be really fun to do a speed build of a starter home for this challenge. Generation 1 of the Not So Berry Challenge is Mint, where you're a mischievous scientist that really loves the color mint. So I wanted to build a house that was a little bit fun, while also having a really strong mint theme, since that's the theme of the entire generation. And I also tried to minimize the number of packs I was using in this build because I really wanted people to be able to download it off the gallery and play with it without having to make a bunch of modifications. So this uses a lot of eco lifestyle, and then just one couch from Nifty Knitting. So if you don't have Nifty Knitting, you can easily replace that with another two-seater couch, but if you do have both of those packs, then you should be able to easily play in this house. And it's also comes out to be about 17,000 simoleons, so you'll be able to have some money left over when you place this lot. So that way you can kind of customize it to your sim, or just have kind of money left over if you need to expand the house or buy things for future family members. I also tried to include things that you'll need for the mint career. So there'll be a computer in here, there'll be a chess table. But yeah, I definitely, I've never made something quite this colorful before. I usually don't use a ton of crazy colors in my houses, but that was kind of the purpose of this whole challenge, was to do something a little bit different. And you can see I debated using those awful green appliances, and then very quickly I was like, I just can't do that. It just doesn't fit the vibe. So you see this house has a really simple floor plan. Again, it is quite small, but there's enough room for a double bed and all the essentials. And I did use pretty cheap bathroom appliances, although I did use nicer kitchen appliances, as well as a pretty nice bed so that your sim can have, some good quality of life living here. But as you play in this house, you can easily upgrade the different furniture items. And you'll see me going through all those swatches on that base game couch because I realized that there's two totally different textures on it, and I had never noticed that before, and I was extremely intrigued. And then that couch right there is the one from Nifty Knitting that I decided to use because it was just the most perfect shade of mint. I also did playtest this house, so even though there are a couple of tight squeezes, your sim can still get all the way through to the bathroom and still sit down on the computer chair. So it should be 100% good to go if you want to play in this house. You can see here I'm trying to place these vertical dividers because I decided the fence was too busy. And I ended up having to delete that whole wall, very carefully alt place in these wall decorations because they're not technically fences, and then redraw and repaint my whole wall, and it was just a whole process, but I was pretty happy with how it came out, especially compared to how it was before. So here I'm going back, trying to redo the counters because I initially was going to use some from Dream Home Decorator, and then I decided I wanted to keep this build a little bit more with fewer packs. So I went back and forth over which counters I wanted to use. I ended up using the cheap ones, but in that bright white swatch, so the kitchen would just look nice, especially with some of the brighter colors in the house. And then I widened the porch a bit so I could put a chess table, and then I also messed around quite a bit with the roof because I wanted it to look fun. Used some roof trim that I've never used before, so that was pretty exciting. About as exciting as using new roof trim can be, which I realize sounds very unexciting. And then just going through and putting in some flooring, putting in some wallpaper, and I tried to keep a little bit of a mint theme going with all the wallpaper. So there's some mint in the bedroom, there's some mint in the bathroom, And then I also put some more brick on the inside because I thought it was kind of a nice touch to mix up the textures of all the white walls. And I also did kind of like a cream yellowy color in the living room just to tie in the yellow from the couch, and also just because there was so many bright colors and I need something that was a little more neutral, but white felt too boring. But yeah, you can see me just kind of rearranging some rugs, playing around with sizes, trying to get some more mint colors in there. I really liked that little yellow rug in the living room. I felt like it brightened it up, made it feel like a nice fun space for your sim to hang out. And then I was so baffled actually when I was going through the rugs and I was looking for ones that were blue or green because I wasn't really sure where the mint color would fall. And of all things, there was a bright red base game rug that showed up as blue or green. I have no idea how that happened. I was extremely intrigued by it. I don't know if any of you have seen that in your games where there's just items that totally are tagged as the wrong thing, and it's kind of awkward but also kind of hilarious at the same time. Like, how did this happen? And I don't know. I'm sure you guys don't know. I feel like the Sims team probably also doesn't know. Um, but you know, spicy stuff. And also in this build, I just wanted to make sure that you had all of the essentials. So I also have like a bookcase and a TV in here. They aren't particularly nice ones, but they're something. So that way your sim can have all the things they need for their career and also hopefully for their skills while also living in a cheap home. Now I'm just adding some finishing touches to the interior, and then I'm going to head outside shortly to start doing some landscaping. See here, I'm trying to put in my new favorite curtain, which is that recolored base game one they did. I use this white curtain all the time just because it goes in so many builds. The one thing is sometimes I have a really hard time getting the curtain to slot where I want it to on the window. So my big pro tip is to move the window to somewhere else, put the curtain where you want it, and then just go and move the window back to where it originally was, and it works great. You do have to have the move objects cheat on, but if you just do Control-Shift-C on your computer and then type bb.moveobjects, you'll be able to turn on the move objects cheat. And then you can see in here I was thinking of putting more of those white vertical wall decorations, and then I was like, it's kind of a small space, it looks really busy, I think I just should not. And I also tried to not put down too much clutter just because the space was so small and it was feeling really crowded. But I did want to have some wall decor, so it didn't feel like it was totally empty, but then it also felt like if you moved your sim in here and you want your sim to be into something specific, there's space on the walls where you can hang up a few more posters or like put a few more plants. There are definitely some items from other packs that I would have put on the walls, but I was trying to keep the packs down to only a few so more people could download this. So you can certainly do that yourself. And you'll also see that this house is on the gallery. My gallery ID is the same as my YouTube channel name. It's kayflye. So if you see this house and you'd really like to play in it, either for the Legacy Challenge or just in general, feel free to give it a download and give it a like on the gallery. You know, I make these for you guys. I just think it's a lot of fun to build lots of different types of houses. So see here, I'm trying to decide on what type of landscaping to do. Originally, we were just going to do this gravel all the way around, and then I started scrolling through debug. I forgot what my initial plan was. And you'll see me start to put some bushes and other plants around, as well as a few planter pots, just because I feel like those are a nice thing to have, just kind of gameplay-wise and also just aesthetically on the house. But you can see I'm putting some bushes in here. Few shrubs. few more shrubs. And then one, fun feature about the shrubs is that if you have your house up on the foundation, they're going to try to jump up to the level of the foundation. So I usually build the house how I want to, and then I have to delete the foundation, which also deletes my stairs, and then I do all the landscaping close to the foundation that I need, and then I'll put the stairs back and, redo everything, which is super cool, super fun, super chic. Hate to see it. But anyways, just as I'm wrapping up this video, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I post videos like this all the time. And comment